Hi, it's finally coming to February, and this is another one of those videos about what I got since December, maybe, or maybe early January. So there's quite a lot today, but I think all of them will probably be board games. Okay, anyway, let's start. Okay, so we have to start all the way from the top here. I want to get some of these bigger games out of the way first. So the first one is Fertility. Fertility is a game that is from Catch Up Games. It's actually 2 to 4 players and it's simple to play. 10 plus, 45 minutes. It's a very, very short game, I think. 45 minutes is very nice for a family length game. And I'm actually quite captivated by the tiles, and the tiles placement and the various terrains and stuff like that. And basically this game was kind of like on sale. I think it's still on sale on Amazon, so do check it out. And I think this game is really simple. It looks like it's fun. Sometimes you just can't take everything from BGG rating to be the only thing you consider. Okay, next we're going to really start with unfortunately a disaster. So I bought this game. This is this escape room, the game. Apparently this is the third version. They call it 3. Comes with 3 games, and 2 of them is really captivating to me. First of them is the Titanic, and I'm really a sucker for Alice in Wonderland. Of course, zombies is really nice to be there. I have played another one, the escape room with zombies. That is the one I think licensed from a Walking Dead, I think. And well, this is unfortunately where the disasters I want to talk about. It's got nothing to do with the game. It's just very bad delivery. As you can see, the box is totally crushed. I have not even opened the box yet, so I hope everything is not damaged. I mean, this series of games is simple. It's mainly papers. As you can see, they're all wraps of papers and cards, or over papers and cards. And as such, I do not think that in terms of value for money, this is a very good series. It's actually quite expensive in that sense, because basically you're just going to have some folders that opens up with puzzles. But in this version, there's actually these things called the if I'm not wrong, is the Chrono Decoder. Yes, and basically there are certain parts of the games where it requires you to put in keys to verify whether you get it right or wrong, and this also acts as a timer that actually counts down. So the keys comes in various sizes. There's certain groove, there are certain shapes on top, there's a certain number, and I think a certain colors. So basically, all the standards escape room SOP. So like either find the right color or find the right number and stuff like that. But due to technology advance, this has actually been kind of like totally irrelevant. There's actually an app that can do this, and I think the apps does a very good job. In fact, I have heard a lot of people on Board Game Geek says that because of this decoder, they got the right answer, but the decoder doesn't work, and you just couldn't tell them that the answer is correct, and that was quite a disaster for their game. So I hope this doesn't happen to me, and I'm looking at about 60 minutes for each of this. So this is by Speedmaster, and I hope I actually get a satisfactory answer from Amazon about this. This thing came in just a paper wrap over this with the address, and well, what can I say? This is like the first major disaster of 2022. Okay, so this yes, finally we have some. Okay, maybe it's still related to the board game. This is not a board game, but this is the deluxe version of the rulebook to Arkham Horror version 3. And I actually like the whole Arkham Horror mythos, Cthulhu. Look at the artwork, and the print is really fantastic. So I didn't mind buying the hardcover of it. I haven't really even played Arkham Horror version 3. I played version 2. I love version 2. So I think there are some school of thoughts that version 3 is not as good. I won't know, but not yet at least. But I'll try, and why not have a hardcover rulebook? So this rulebook basically came a little bit. It's quite cheap. I don't know whether did they print the suggested retail price here. No, maybe not. But it's printed by Fantasy Flight Games, and you know, the cover and everything looks really good. It's a kind of like collector item. And we have another thing from Fantasy Flight Games. This is the LCG for the Arkham Horror, the card game. And they have actually changed the format from you know, giving out all the small Mythos packs where you need to, like, you know, either subscribe or catch them so when they are released. And that's been really, really difficult for a lot of people, especially people who are not subscribing, and, you know, people like me who need to hunt down all the, you know, board game shops when they arrive, you know, pre-order. Sometimes when even pre-orders is already out of stock and kind of stuff like that. And so they actually have ditched that format. So what you have now is actually you have two big boxes. One box will be the Investigators, and the other box will be the campaign. So this is the latest campaign, The Age of the Earth, based on H.P. Lovecraft. I think one of the very, very famous novel, At the Mountains of Madness, which actually I'm looking forward to, you know, whether we actually see a movie of this. There's been a talk about this, you know, from the same directors as Pacific Rim, part 1, not part 2. And then I've been really, really looking forward to it, you know, after his, you know, the Shape of Water and stuff. But I really hope that they will really make a decent movie about it. I mean, H.P. Lovecraft's stories are fantastic. They just ain't a very, very good movie. Okay, maybe if you count in Nicolas Cage, you know, that one with the something about the cosmic, the colors or something, I can't remember. Okay, that one was very good. Okay, so you can tell that I'm not very, very good with names. But you know, that cosmic horror with, you know, colorful lights and stuff, that one was not bad actually. I think no, despite that a lot of people said the original one's better. So anyway, this is the latest one that actually came out, and I have actually pre-ordered them for a very long time because I'm afraid I can't get my hands on it. And actually, I think one of the boxes is really out of stock right now. So fortunately, I pre-ordered. Okay, so this next two box is Spectorops, which actually Spectorops is the part 1, and Spectorops Broken Covenant is part 2. So basically, this game is kind of like a big map. There's some nice miniature as well. Plays at least with 2 players, and then you're on opposite sides, kind of in a cyberpunk settings where, you know, one of them is trying to, like, you know, set bombs, and the other one's trying to you know, catch the people setting bombs and stuff like that. And it's like there's certain objective which is randomized in the map, and there's a hidden movement. So there'll be a full map. There was a printed full map of this, and then you mark where your guys actually are going and what you're doing, where the other players will actually play on a board and, you know, try to catch you, whether, you know, there's a line of sight, they can fire at you and things like. Combat is really simple in this game, but that's not the main point. It's the hidden movement, the powers of the various characters. It's quite interesting, and I was about to buy this actually from Amazon when I actually found a local seller who actually is, like, you know, wants to get rid of both his box. And as you can see, this is the empty box. He has already kept everything in one box. Fantastic, good for storage. Just that what I'm going to do with the other box. Okay, that's a question for me to answer, but, you know, look at the miniatures. Nice. There's like this wolf guy, you know, some cyborg robots stuff, you know, maybe you know, cyber necromancer or something like that with kind of like magic in the cyber world and stuff. So I think I like the theme a lot, you know, this futuristic themes. And, you know, if I'm not wrong, I'm not sure, I think it's with a Broken Covenant. There's even a guy on a wheelchair, and he's, I think, one of the hunters, if I'm not wrong. So it's very interesting. There's vehicles inside also. There are, you know, like the I don't know whether you could call it the good guys, the bad guys, the hunters. They have a vehicles. Here, see it? So they can, like, sit on the vehicles and move the vehicles. So it's a quite interesting game. I think I want to try it soon, since I got hold of it. So this is not first hand, but I think it's worth buy. And as you can tell, I'm very into a lot of this story games. So coincidentally, that was from this Heads games, and so is this. This is another one that's but this is really a lot of stories. So this is a story-driven adventures. It's a Crossroad Games. I think Crossroad Games also did the Dead of Winter, if I'm not wrong. So Forgotten Waters basically is a narrative kind of games, as you can see, and there's multiple characters, and then there's a lot of content in this game. I hope I really like it because I've been like trying to hunt this down for a very long time, and yet I couldn't like get a decent price on this game until finally I got hold of this. So this game says it plays in about 2 to 4 hours, as you can see. So there's be a bit longer, and then plays from 3 to 7 players. I heard you can even play it solo. So yeah, I think 3 to 7 players refers to number of characters is required for each character. So I think it's not that hard to try to play this solo, I suppose. And I think, if I'm not wrong, there's a free app. Yes, here you can see there's also a free app available. So nowadays it's been a really big trend with games, except this one doesn't have miniatures, but there's actually an app. Okay, and this is yet another Zombicide. How many times I say I'm not going to buy another Zombicide? I'm not going to buy another Zombicide. Okay, you hear me? But can you say no to this for under $20? Well, I didn't. So here it is. I got this. This is not even a full game. This is Black Ops for Zombicide Invaders, and you can see it comes with some cards, a lot of cards, a lot of tiles, additional scenarios, monsters and miniatures, and basically a lot of stuff that's way worth more than your $20. And I think the box is pretty heavy as well, in fact. So despite that I didn't have Invaders, you always start somewhere, and I thought this would be a good time to maybe like just get hold of this first, and then worry about it later. By the way, I actually played this on tabletop simulators, and I totally love Invaders, especially this features for focus fire, where you can take down the big guys, despite that you don't have that uber equipment and stuff. And I think that's really like makes the games quite possible, because the typical Zombicide, if you don't really get the weapons that can do 2 or 3 damage, you're pretty screwed when the abominations come out. And I think that really like killed the fun. Okay, so this is like one of the risky investments. Ghost of Saltmarsh is a DnD. I mean, not DnD, would you put it? Is actually they released it as an expansion now, so it's not standalone. It's together with Ravenloft, the Wrath of Estalon, and so on, and games like that you actually can have more content for those. And this is actually based on the sword mash part of the Dungeon and Dragon, and then as you can see it's compatible with a Tome of Annihilations and stuff. So I must say that I'm not very convinced whether this will be a very, very good game. I mean, it's pretty simple. The game system might be a bit dated though for today, but since I've enjoyed myself with Ravenloft and stuff, and mix and match all the stuff together, creating logical dungeons and stuff, and so far I like it. And this one gives you maps and adventures in the swamps and stuff like that, with I think more monsters. I'm not sure if there's miniatures inside here. I didn't see any here, but it's a pretty heavy box. In fact, I think it's a very heavy box. Yeah, it's much heavier than the Zombicide Black Ops. So I would think that there should be a lot of stuff inside. Hopefully I won't regret buying this, because I don't think there's a lot of value in the Dungeon & Dragon games. Although I think some of them is really out of stock. I don't know. I haven't tried reselling any of those, so I probably won't know until I try to do that. Okay, getting one stack out of the way, let's do the other one. So we talk about this. This is Photosynthesis Under the Moonlight. Photosynthesis is a very big box game, and this is just the expansion. Basically, it's a game where there's trees that 3D trees where you build, and then you put a map trying to cast shadow over each other and try and score points with the sunlights and stuff. And it's a very, very interesting game. I got the main box, and I've been looking for this expansion for a while for a reasonable price. It has not been very reasonable until now, so finally it's here. And you can see there's a lot of cute creatures add-on for this. So this is probably going to be a very, very nice game, I guess. Some more stuff for your Photosynthesis. It's published by Blue Orange Games, which sounds familiar. I think I have some of the other games. Is Vindication from them? No, Vindication is from Orange Nebula. So okay. Anyway, so this is another purchase I did from Amazon, and well, look at it, good box and everything. So we stand all kind of trial of transport. Another add-on which is about the same size, but this is very light. This is okay, this is going to be challenging how to pronounce this. But anyway, this is for the expansion for Res Arcana. The latest expansion is called Perlae Imperii. I don't know. Man basically is challenging me in pronouncing this. But anyway, this is introducing more cards, and then there are actually more artifacts, more mage, and stuff like that. So Res Arcana is already one of the very, very good kind of a deck building game, I think, and I really kind of like the artwork, the theme, and everything, and this adds more to it. So definitely a must get, I think, for if you're a fan of this. And it plays very short, about 30 to hour. I think rarely an hour, usually about 45 minutes, and easy to teach. And then but unfortunately this expansion is not cheap at all. In fact, I think this expansion is even more expensive than the Photosynthesis one. Well, I guess that's the price you pay for getting it first, getting it fast, and stuff like that. So we have another escape room game, which, let me check. Okay, this thing came in intact. This is intact. Okay, I mean a bit crushed. Well, I can live with it. I can live with this, but definitely not the other one. So anyway, this is another escape room, the game I gonna try, and this comes with 3 secret agents, the dentist. Oh well, that sounds really scary by the title itself. Space station. So this also includes the Chrono Decoder. So I only usually buy these games only when they are on cheap sales and offer, because I really don't believe in paying like about $15-20 for a few pieces of paper. And I think some of the puzzles are not that great from the first escape room game I played. So I will just get them at sales. I'll probably not collect them all. I'll just play whatever comes along the way, and this comes along the way. So I guess I can look forward to some of the escape room stuff. Although none of these 3 is really high priority kind of a theme of games for me. So we're coming down to the last 2. So Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition. Some people would say that this actually is not very good. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out, and the way I chose to do it is get it, and not just get it, but get the collector edition. So the collector editions comes with the dual layer board and some custom storage tray. Oh really? Okay, maybe I'll live to regret that, but anyway, if you're getting it, why not get a collector edition? And here it is. It's pretty heavy. I guess it should be the same, except that I don't think that there's a lot of oh, there's still cubes. Okay, but it's mainly a card game, unlike the bigger brother, which there's a lot of components, a bit harder to get to table and things like that. And this plays in 1 hour for 1 to 4 players. So the solo mode is officially supported, and I think even from the cards itself, I think it looks good enough. Colorful, much better than the original Terraforming Mars. I think I will probably not regret this anyway. I guess sometimes you just can't look at rating. You really have to just try it on your own and then find out if it's for you. So this is Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition, Collector Edition. By the way, if you're just curious, I don't have Terraforming Mars. Surprise, right? Well, I don't have Wingspan either. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not that into heavy Euro. I don't know. Okay, so this next one is one that I have been pondering for a while. The whole thing about the legacy makes me want to have it, because I think legacy games is good, but unfortunately the destruction of the games will probably means that there isn't a lot of resale value or replay value and stuff like that. This is, I think, by Stonemeyer's game, right? Yeah, so correct. Stonemeyer's game is the same person who created the Wingspan. Oh my god, they didn't even show me how the board looked like. But this is how the characters look like. So Charterstone is about building your world up from ground up, and then expand, and then you get more resources, and eventually there's going to be more technology. There's going to be airships and stuff like that. Well, not to spoil that, but actually I already knew that there's going to be some super high-tech stuff right near the end of the game. Well, anyway, that's for you to find out if you don't want any spoilers. But anyway, Charterstone, I've kind of only found out about this from Tom Vessel, and it's because he spoiled it for me. So I kind of felt that despite that, I want to give it a try. Oh, there's a bit dent on the box, but I guess I can live with it because it's a legacy game. I don't think I'll get a chance to resell this after playing with it. It's super heavy. Look at how much effort I need to leave it up. And super big box. The shipping really like gonna kill me on this. Well, anyway, so I hope this is going to be one game I don't regret buying, because it's legacy games. Usually I regret a lot of my legacy games purchase, and well, not all of them, some of them perhaps, but you know, at least I managed to mitigate them and sell them away. There's one about something about Queen's Dale or something like that. I haven't opened that yet. That's also another big legacy games. Okay, so legacy games one side. So I guess that's all for today. Of all the new stuff that comes in, I guess since I still have a little bit of time, talk a little bit about some Kickstarter, and then whether I'm really currently looking at it. So one of the Kickstarter I'm actually looking at is Yucatan. Yucatan, I'll provide links below. Basically, the main highlight of that Kickstarter is not really the Yucatan game itself, although that's probably the highlight for most people. But because I missed getting this game called Kemet. So Kemet, Blood and Sand is actually the second edition of Kemet, and from a lot of reviews and everything, I think that's a fantastic game, and you know, and just because of that alone, I think that's really a good reason to back this, so that I can get hold of Kemet at the same price that people has paid for the Kickstarter. I think so, at least. I don't think it's expensive. It's actually a lot cheaper than, you know, what I charge at some of the local resellers. So this will be my chance to get hold of that. So that is the one Kickstarter I'm looking at. I'm also looking at Marvel Zombies, but judging from the look of it, Marvel Zombies has actually gone up by price a lot compared to other previous Kickstarter, and I think I'm quite disappointed to a certain extent. I might drop my pledge right near the end, although I'm keen to just like hold on to it so that I could get hold of the stretch goals box, which actually I think, you know, it's going to be worth a lot of money. I mean, if you're going to resell it at least, or you know, just to get some content, which later you'll find that you're going to cost you a hand and leg trying to hunt them down over internet. So maybe that's the route I'll take, but even then it's at least $130. Not including an X-Men Resistance, and I think it's not such a great deal, but it might be one that I'm holding on because I want the stretch goal box. But I don't know whether if they will split the stretch goal into, like, you know, the stretch goals for like the main core box and the stretch goals like for the X-Men Resistance cost box. Because if they do, that means I'm only like getting half the stretch goal, and I have to back both at $240, which, well, that would be a totally different question and a different answer, I guess. Sometimes FOMO kicks in, you know, either you have it all or you don't have it. In this case, I'm more lean towards not having it at all. And not to mention, there's some other new Kickstarter coming, namely the 51st State, the Ultimate Edition. I have the base game. I have to really play through that more, but from what I heard is pretty good. And I think a lot of people actually like the game, so I think the Ultimate Edition seems like something that I should go in, which is actually coming in February. So maybe it's time to actually, you know, choose the fight you walk and then the fight you fight, and then, you know, whether it be Kickstarter, GameFound, you know, you have to choose wisely, because especially with the global shipping and everything, things are not like getting any cheaper right now. So that's just a little bit of babbling on, you know, some of the stuff that I'm backing, not backing, but basically this is the two main stuff that I choose to back with my own money. I have no support from Patreon, from, you know, donation and stuff like that. So it's all my money, my game, the way I like it, the way I play it. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this video and enjoyed some of the talks I have about the games I got, and you know, maybe you can anything at all, you know, leave some comments or maybe what you would like to see in future talks and stuff like that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon in February, I guess.